I don't learn my lessons, do I? You'll see what I mean. Yes, hello, welcome into 11am Sports, here for the Killie boys on Football Manager 21. If you're new around here, do hit that subscribe button for more daily Football Manager content here on the Killie boys. And you can see in front of me, we're having a look at Edward Lambert. Last time out, we played a couple of games and we've had the winter break, and we're just coming back for our first games since the winter break, so you've not missed anything. But Edward Lambert, I'm sure, if any of you are eagle-eyed, you'll be able to see that he is no longer on loan at Kilmarnock. He's a permanent signing at Kilmarnock, valued at £38 million, and that's because we have paid £25 million for him. I was enjoying using Edward Lambert. I know he's only scored one goal in the league, but he has scored 10 in total. He's got 5 in Europe, 4 in cup competitions. He's also got 6 assists, average rating of 7. He looks very good. I was happy to pay £25 million for him. We don't need to talk about the other clauses that may or may not put it up to about £50 million. Don't worry about that. It's okay. You don't need to know about that. But he is now our highest paid player on £31,000 a week. I think this is someone... I don't know if I'm going to play him as a striker. I think he is going to play as a winger for us. But he's quite good. And hopefully he can continue to be good for us, especially since I've spent that amount of money on him. I know I don't have the best track record of spending lots of money on a striker and it being successful. Cough, cough, Alan Graham. But hopefully Edward Lambert is an exception to that rule. I hope. It's not the only signing we've made either. Let me talk you through some of them. Let's start with a signing who is not particularly good. We signed Ricardo Munoz here just after the summer, after we lost Kokovas, and he was going to arrive in January. He really has not been as good as I thought he would be. £2.5 million we signed him for. He doesn't look that great. We've sent him back out on loan. He's only a 2.5 star player for us. Does not have a lot of great statistics there. So we sent him back out on loan to another team in Mexico, and hopefully he can improve slightly. I think that is a miss. You probably won't ever see him again. Another left back we signed was Yader Fell here, Thierry Yader Fell. We signed him for free from Brazil. He looks not too bad, a similar sort of level of player in terms of star rating to the last left back we brought in, but you can see he's got some better stats there. Bravery 18, dribbling 17, very good going forward, technique 16, crossing 13, some nice physical stats, good decision making. He looks as if he could be quite good, to be honest. So he's sat in our reserves that's now on the loan list, but he might start a few games. I'm not too sure, but he is currently away on international duty as well at the moment, so we can't play him in today's games. But yes, that's Thierry Yader Fell, a possible replacement at left back for Kokovas. We'll see how he does. I'll be honest, I didn't realise how many attacking players I had signed this window until I've just checked there. We've signed quite a few. Martin Harper is the first one, and on loan from West Ham. He can play up front or on the wing. I'm not quite sure where he is going to play for us, to be honest. But yeah, he signed in on loan. He was at Celtic last year, played 7 games, played okay. But yeah, in on loan from West Ham. Some nice statistics there, some very good physicals in particular. And we'll see if he does anything for us at all. A player we've been looking at for quite a long time, and he's eventually come in now. It costs us £4.5 million. Is Heiko Weiss here. We signed him from Schalke. We actually were looking to bring him in when he was at Leipzig, but he went to Schalke at that point. So we signed him in. He's got some good stats. His ratings are only like a 3-star rating. But looking at his stats, I think he's a lot better than that. Maybe less as a striker because of the 11 finishing. But see, in behind the striker, he was good passing, good technique, good off the ball, good decisions, good teamwork, and right vision. Nice physical stats as well there. Maybe he's going to be slightly better behind. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. But yes, another attacking player, and that's Heiko Weiss. Another player who could be perhaps a bit more interesting to see what happens with him is Scott Crawford. We signed him for £625,000 off of Celtic. Again, his report suggests he's our 6th best striker, but we've got a lot of kind of 3-star strikers. He's got some very good stats there. 18 strength, good balance, good jumping reach. His heading's 15. He is a good target man. He's exactly the sort of player you want. Get the ball in the box and get him to get the ball in the back of the goal. Finishing the 13's okay as well. Teamwork 17. He looks a good player. I think he could be very good. I think for £600,000, that's not bad at all. When you compare him to Edward Lambert, who've paid £25 million for, I wouldn't say he's 25 times less a player. So solid player. Hopefully Scott Crawford will be for us. A player we have signed for free is Reece Close. He's went back out on loan to Coventry, but we did sign him from Cliftonville in Northern Ireland on a free. Again, it's got some nice stats. 17 finishing really stood out for me. We'll see how he develops. It only costs us £0. So you know what? If he doesn't do anything, who cares? We can deal with that. But that's a lot of attacking players we brought in. And the last player we've brought in is Ljubo Jovic. It's going to be hard to say that name. He looks very good. Bravery 19, determination 17, vision 17, technique 17, some nice physical stats. Good first touch at 14, dribbling at 15. A very good attacking midfield player, can also play on the left-hand side. The issue with him, well, firstly, we signed him for £6 million. Perfectly fine. You can see we've loaned him out to Utrecht, even though he looks a very good player. He did not get a work permit. So we've had to loan him out in an attempt that he gets some game time there, plays some games, maybe gets into the Serbia national team, and then we can get him a work permit. It's going to be very annoying if we can't get him with a work permit. But for £6 million, I think that was a good deal for someone like this. So I accepted not having a work permit with him to see if we could get one, and then he could be a very, very good player for us. That's all the ins. Let's have a look at the outs. 2 major outs. The rest you've seen, the players have come in and went out on loan, basically, is it. But we've got 2 major outs. The first one being Mark Spence, who is left for £1 million up front with some clauses added on to Nottingham Forest. We signed him for £1 million. He played as a first-choice centre-back that first season, then was kind of back up the next 2 and hasn't played at all this season. So we sold him for £1 million to Nottingham Forest. And he will go to Nottingham Forest, if you remember, to join his former teammate, Rodell Richards, who's there playing on the right hand side for Nottingham Forest. He's played 24 times this season, so he's a mainstay in that Nottingham Forest side, and we'll see how Mark Spence does now he's there at Nottingham Forest. Not too much of a miss, to be honest. He hasn't played at all this season, though he's a very good player, just not going to be in our team. But somebody who is going to be a miss is Jamie Hamilton. I know what you're thinking. He was our first choice. He was our mainstay at centre back. I agree, but we were offered £20 million up front with another 10 in add-ons possibly from SIPG in China, the Shanghai, there you go, from Shanghai in the Chinese Super League. So the second time we've sold our best centre-back to China. £20 million, kind of going up to 30, I think we can. He's getting paid £75,000 a week. He certainly wasn't getting that with me. He's a very solid centre-back, but we had a lot of very good centre-backs, and I'm happy to get that amount of money for him to add back, especially since we'd spent a little bit of money on some other players and we got some of that money back. It still leaves our defence fairly strong, but we do now have 2 less centre backs in there. Obviously, Jamie Hamilton being away. I mean, he's a solid player, but we'll get by. Let's show you what that leaves the team looking like then. And this, I think, is what's going to be just about our best team. And I've noticed when I'm looking at this that there's someone you might have forgotten about has returned. Darwin Maza. I don't remember if you remember me talking about him last year, but we signed him for free and then sent him out on loan to Real Salt Lake. He has a right back and right midfielder, but he can play at left back as well. So I'm going to give him a game at left back today, and that's why he sat there at left back. It's someone you might have forgotten about. Let us know if you remembered about him before I had to point him out there. But this is the team I'm going to go with today. I think it's fairly close to being full strength. Maybe Bjorn Harley would play left back for us. Maybe Gerson Chara play centre back instead of Renan Augusto. I'm not sure, but it's a fairly full strength team, this. And again, the striker position is one that I'm not really sure who our best striker is going to be. So we're going to go with Scott Crawford today. But Morris is going to play in goal. He has recently won the best young player in Ireland award, and he's still only 16. Not bad at all. Renan Augusto and Anderson at the back. Magallanes on the right. Maza going to play left back today. Velasquez and Ludovic in the middle with Hamill just in front. Lukic still gets his place on the right. Booker gets the place on the left. And as I said, Crawford's going to play up front for us tonight. I'd say tonight, it's 3 o'clock. So this afternoon. Against Queen's Park in the Scottish Cup. It should be a fairly easy win. They're in the division below. Let's see what happens. First highlight of the game here, 6 minutes in, the ball's thrown in, and Mazza has it here. Does he go down the line? He swings the ball over, and it's collected by the goalkeeper, Jordan. Booker has the ball here. He switches the play over to Lukic, and Lukic down the right-hand side. What's going to happen here? Not many men in the box at the moment. He hits it straight off the defender. It comes out as far as Hamill, though. And can we recycle the play? Lukic with it. Can he finish? He can indeed. And Radovan Lukic with his 15th goal of the season. A very, very good player for us out on that right-hand side. And we are up 1-0 inside 8 minutes. And Renan Augusto with the free kick into Velasquez. Velasquez back to Renan Augusto, and Magallanes. It's nice play on this right hand side for us. Lukic with it, finds Magallanes. Can he swing this ball in? He can indeed. And Lukic tries to head it, but it comes back to Magallanes, and Booker heads it straight at the goalkeeper. It's still 1-0. Throw in from Maz on the left hand side. Booker with it now. Ludovic and down the line to Mazza. Will he swing this ball in or will he cut it back? He cuts it back to Ludovic. It's swinging toward Crawford, and Crawford nearly scores on his debut for Kilmarnock there. And the ball's eventually cleared away by Queen's Park. This could be quite a few. It's a throw in from Maz on this left hand side. We look dangerous down both wings here. Ludovic swings it over toward Lukic. It's headed away and Hamill gets it. Velasquez all the way back. Every player apart from our goalkeeper in the Queen's Park half. Crawford with it now to Ludovic and Booker and through to Lukic and Booker. And the ball was just pinging about there on the edge of the box and it was just over the bar. And Lukic with a corner kick here. It's swinging toward the back post and Jordan takes it. I know we've totally dominated this game. It's only 1-0, which is slightly worrying. But the ball's played all the way forward and they do not have any strikers up the field there, so we win the ball and Lukic has it back to Velasquez. The deep line playmaker plays it over to Augusto. He plays it forward to Lukic. Surely this goes down the line. It comes back into Velasquez and Lukic, and he takes it down the line. Now back to Magallanes. Can we get this ball in the box? We can toward Booker, and Booker heads that in at the back post, and his 17th goal of the season puts Kilmarnock 2-0 up here against Queen's Park. It's a free kick here, taken by Lukic on the right hand side. It's swung into the back post. Renan Augusto just knocks that in for his first goal of the season. Renan Augusto getting the game now because we've got no Jamie Hamilton. We're playing Renan Augusto instead, and he gets that goal, saying thank you for playing me, boss. Thank you. And I say no problem at all. Keep scoring those headers. And we've reached half time and the score is 3-0. Much more comfortable than the 1-0 it was just kind of 10 minutes before half time. And here we go. Second half. Let's see how many more we can get. We've brought on Graham up front and Harper's come on the right hand side. The boy we've got in on loan from West Ham. Queen's Park have now had one shot in the game. Disappointing. And Mazza has come off and Bjorn Hardlick's going to play the last 5 minutes at right back. But Hamill's driving forward this ball right in the middle of the field, and that's high. Not particularly wide, but certainly not particularly handsome. And it looks like we're going to win this game 3-0. Totally dominated the game. And a nice win for us there in the Scottish Cup 4th round. And here is a draw for the 5th round. I've just done it quickly there, and you can see we play against Elgin, a fairly favourable draw in the 5th round of the Scottish Cup. One that we would hope to win. You can see the big game below us there. Celtic will play against Rangers if Rangers beat Hearts. That's a big tie to have in the 5th round, and it means that we will not have a Celtic or Rangers final of the Scottish Cup, which could give us a chance to get there should we avoid the Old Firm side of the draw eventually. Right, so here we are. Here is the squad for the game against Ayr in the Scottish Premiership. The next game, I realised I didn't introduce it properly. But yes, we played Queen's Park in the Scottish Cup, and now we'll play against Ayr in the Scottish Premiership. A big double header in terms of competition, being Scottish Cup and then Ayrshire Derby. Maybe not the toughest of opposition. Maybe I did that deliberately to show you that we can play well and not get beat all the time, like it seems to happen every time I show you a game. But here is the team I'm going to go with for this game, and I've lied, it's not going to be the team. I'm going to make a late change already to it. In fact, I'm going to make a second late change to it already for it. We've got Morris in goal, and we're going to go with Renan Augusto alongside Chara at centre back. Chara said to me, I would like to play more games, manager, and I said, not a problem, Chara, you can play, especially seeing as Darren Anderson is currently injured. Mazza will move to the right hand side and will play Hardley on the left. Give Magallanes a wee break. Hamill will play alongside Ludovic in the middle of the park because Velasquez is suspended for this game. Lukic can move in behind the striker because Harper's going to come out on the right hand side, Booker out on the left, and the striker today will be Alan Graham. Hopefully he can score some goals. This could be the biggest flop I've ever signed in Football Manager. Ever. And I mean ever. Properly ever. So hopefully he does score some goals. Let's go a hat-trick. That's my prediction. An Alan Graham hat-trick today. Let's see if it's right. Oh, 15 minutes in and Bjorn Hardley's got himself injured, so Mazza can go back to the left-hand side, and Magallanes coming on the right. I'm going to change mentality to attacking here and encourage the team a little bit, because there's not been any highlights so far in this game. Well, we've got to half time, and there was no highlights in that game, or that half I should say, at all. Remember that time I said I'm going to show you these games because we're probably going to score some goals and win? Well, maybe I was cursing myself there. And now we're gone, and Alan Graham certainly has not got his hat trick, so Lucas Miranda can come on for him. Confirm that sub. Half an hour to go. Going to demand some more from the entire team, because we should be doing something here. And Ludovic does have the free kick. It's swung in toward Harper at the back post, but it is away over the bar. Not a particularly good headed effort, and it's a chance here. It looks like it may be an Ayr United chance. Pascanu to Kamara over there. Allison's intercepted by Magallanes, but Ndukwu, that's, I'm not sure what that name. Ndukwu, there you go. That was wide of the goal anyway. Harper is dead on his feet out there, so we'll move Lukic out to the right and bring on Florent da Silva in behind the striker. I'm going to have to demand some more here because we are about to draw 0-0 with Ayr United, which is not good enough at all. And this is a very, very disappointing performance. We've been attacking the whole time. We've had 13 shots, but none of them have gone in. Only 4 on target. That was disappointing. There's been hardly any highlights in that game. And that could perhaps be one of the worst performances we've had this whole season. And we've lost some bad games. I've just told them that is not good enough, and they seem to have taken it well, and that puts us in 4th position with that point, but the teams around us have all got games in hand, and I expect us to tumble down that table, probably going down to 6th by the time all the games in hand have been sorted, and a long, long way off of 3rd place. If St Mirren win their 2 games in hand on us, we're 9 points behind 3rd. So let's come back for the Scottish Cup 5th round. Let's do a wee track of the Scottish Cup this season and see how we do in that. We'll play Elgin, and then we'll play in the league against Dundee United as well. And after that time, you'll get to see if we made any more signings in this January window. Hopefully we don't, because we really don't need to. We've made a lot of signings. But yeah, Elgin City and Dundee United in the next episode. If you have enjoyed this one, even though that was a boring 0-0 draw against Ayr to finish it, then please do leave a like. We made a lot of transfers. Let us know what you think about them in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until the next one, we'll see you then.